Just being honest. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Nothing but the truth, yeah. Honesty, CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. CJ, honesty. Just being honest. Nothing but the truth.
Welcome to another episode of
CJ Honesty.
And today we have a special guest that's joining us today.
Yes.
His name is Jerry Walton. Man, he is a former youth pastor, a former speaker, and he is a man. He has a good black man, who is a father of 6 children.
Wow.
Formerly married, so he has a lot of just experience with life, and I'm pretty sure that he can educate us on today and give his input on what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about family affairs. Should your family get involved with your relationship or your marriage that you're in?
Ooh.
Yes, we're going to get into that today. So, Jerry, we want to thank you for being on CJ Honesty today.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it. It is such an honor and a blessing to be on here with you guys.
Absolutely, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Yes.
How are you coping with going pandemic and just going into a new year, 2021? How you feeling now? We know everybody's going through something, but how do you cope with life and just moving forward and with your goals and everything that you have planned for your life?
Well, with the pandemic, I'm still quarantining when I can.
Mm-hmm.
But life still has to go on. You still got to make moves. You still got to, do things for your family. So I take extra precaution in being safe with wherever I go. I always wear my mask and everything. But I'm still out here. I'm still moving around, though. It ain't really bring me down too far.
That's good.
But yeah, I'm making sure that my family stays safe also during this pandemic.
Wow. So let's get into this subject with family affairs. Like, I think
we're gonna talk about the do's and don'ts in a relationship first, and then get into that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I think we got like a little list here. Maybe if you agree to it, you can add your input on it and see where your mind is with it. Mm-hmm. So for like our do's and our don'ts, definitely for our do's, I think
So our do's, I'll say the first one. We came up with a list, and our do's include listen to each other, which is communication. You think that's what's lacking in relationships and marriages. So that was our top do's.
Yeah, listening to each other, because we feel like people, and listening to each other and having communication, because I feel like a lot of arguments can be saved with people communicating. I feel like I'm not going to blame one gender over another, so I'm just going to say that a lot of people think that they can read your mind, so they don't say it, so they just expect you to do it, and I think that causes argument. Even with financial stuff, people say that the top reasons for divorce is financials, and I believe it's infidelity. But I think even both of those things, the foundation of both of those things are a lack of communication.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I don't know. What do you think about that? Am I on point with that, or?
Oh, yes, you're definitely on point with that. And another thing with that is your significant other has to be willing to communicate with you, has to be willing to listen to you. It can't be, well, you talk and I listen and I'm not just going to say anything. No, the communication key is I say something, you give me your input, I receive it, and you do the same and I do the same. And it definitely goes into everything that you just said. It can save a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships.
Mm.
Communication is definitely the number one key.
That's I never thought about that as far as like with communication. What you just said is like when somebody is telling you something or how they feel about something, and then the other person they're like from what I just got from what you're saying, like you say something to somebody and you tell them how you feel, but they don't respond with how they feel. They just silent and they just don't say anything, and then months later they felt that kind of way about something that you said, but they never said it. So now it's like, well, you never said you felt that way, or you never said, you had this sickness, or you had this problem. I think that's where you was getting at with that. I never heard nobody really. That's a new thing for me. I've learned about communication, but as far as definitely having somebody go back and forth, not being silent about their opinion.
Yeah. You would be surprised in a lot of relationships that actually do happen. As far as what you just said, as far as that, a month later they'll be like, well, okay, I didn't know this about you, or I didn't know this. That's because you never expressed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to express yourself back and forth with each other.
Mm.
You have to take that time out to do that, because if you don't, at the end, lines can get crossed very badly.
Yeah.
That's what you call miscommunication.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
But there are some people, I've been in this situation where they get so mad that they don't even listen. Like you have people who needs to calm down and then you communicate. So that happens sometimes. Depends on like how that individual is. And also I think some people hide behind their technology. Like I gotten broken up before over a text. That's bad. Yeah, that's
like
not good.
What you mean? Like hide behind their technology?
Like they don't want to face that person, communicate with them in person, face to face.
So what are you saying? Like
text? Like they text people, like people who text.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a texter.
What do you think about that, Jay? Like as far as like I'm somebody who would, I tell people all the time, if you're trying to have a deep conversation with me, pick the phone up. Like don't text me. Like what do you think about that? You think texting is okay as far as like deep conversations, or would you rather?
Sometimes, okay, I'm like on the borderline with that, because if you're going to have a deep conversation with me, but you're not really a person that, like, when you talk to me, your words come out correctly, it's like, okay, well, we can have a long conversation over a text or whatever. But I do sometimes, feel like you should pick up the phone. It's more sincere, and have a deep conversation like that. But I said a lot of people, their words don't come out right when they're having a conversation over the phone or in person.
I can see that. Like when you text, you could think about it. You could delete. You could add things to your words. But then again, like if that person reads it a certain way, they may get mad. People access words or read words differently from other people. So it depends on how they read it. Some people say based on like. I've heard people say they think that someone's screaming in their text, but or whatever, or saying it loud, but technically they're not saying it that way. It's like you get what I'm saying? So
I've heard that.
They misread.
So like text. Based on your experiences with life, you could be reading that a different way because you've experienced that a different way, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so our next dues is respect. That we have to respect each other. That's what we learned when we were younger, to respect everyone. But a lot of people like that too.
So what is the respect in a relationship though?
What does respect look like in a relationship?
I don't know, Jared. What do you think?
Respect in relationship, I believe that is, pretty much it's not giving in to one another, but it's actually the boundaries that's there. Like in a marriage, if you're getting ready to go out or something, you know, you confront your partner. You know, you let her know or you let him know, you know, where you going. You know, sometimes, you know, it's a lot of things that's going on in the world, and your significant other deserves that type of respect that you could come to her and tell her, you know, what time you might be at the house, or if you're not even coming back to the house at night.
Wow.
You know, respect is also respecting her emotions on how she feels when she responds to you, telling her, you know, what time you might be coming in, and she'll say, no, I might need you in a little bit earlier. Respect that. You know, respect goes a long way. You know, it's a lot of that ties into respect with the relationship. You know, it's thousands of things, and I've actually learned that in my marriage. You know, it was little things like she'll say, well, before you go to work, can you take out the garbage? And you don't do that. That's not respecting her wishes. You know, it's little things like that. Or when you get home, could you cook dinner, but you don't do it? That's not respecting her. You know, you have to learn it's a two-way street with this respect thing. You know, especially in the marriage or in the relationship. It's the little things that count. It always counts with the little things. You know, respect goes a long way. Just think about it.
I think respect can have so many different layers to that. It's so many
layers.
Yeah. I think the one that stuck out to me, the first one you said, like letting your partner know, like especially like when you're married, where you're gonna be at, or like what time you can estimate that you're gonna be back. I think that's our generation has this like conceited almost attitude about everything, where they're like, well, I'm grown, you know, the whole I'm grown thing. I'm grown. I don't have to tell nobody where I'm at. But if that's the case, I feel like you might as well be single, because I feel like that's how a single person moves. You don't have to tell nobody where you're going or what you're doing. But a partnership, I feel like that's a partnership. Why wouldn't you, if you can't tell the person that you're with where you're going to be at, why are you with the person?
Or some women may think they're being controlled.
Yeah, some. I was trying not to be gender specific, but
I'm a woman, so I felt like that. I could speak on.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
what I've been through. I felt like that. Yeah, if a guy say, "Oh, well, tell me where you're going, who you with," after a while, you feel like you're being controlled. But then again, it's like it's just checking in on each other, like check-in. It's a check-in.
I think I see it more as a safety thing.
Well, yeah, safety.
Of course.
Yeah. You care about that person. You want to make sure they're safe wherever they're going.
Especially you got sex trafficking out there and stuff like
kidnappers.
that. And you know, you're being conceited talking about, oh, I don't have to tell you where I am, and then next thing you know, you then got swooped up somewhere, and now I can't tell the police where the last place you was at because you was too, prideful to say that.
Yeah.
You know. But I think the next thing that you should do in a relationship that we have on the list is creating quality time with one another. I think that boils down to, even if you can't necessarily spend a whole bunch of money on one another, still just if it's something as simple as taking a walk in the park or
watching a movie at home.
Yeah, doing
eating popcorn.
The Netflix, and then just from simple stuff all the way to if you trying to splurge money, that's on you. But I feel like you got to spend some kind of time with each other. I feel like even in the marriages, when you get married, a lot of married couples, they forget who they were with each other before they had the children. And once they have the children, it's like all about the children. So like when the children comes in, it's like you forget who you two were before the children got there. Like you forget the love that you have for one another because you're so focused on the love of the children, which the children is a big factor. But I believe that you also can't forget about that significant other that you made the child with, you know.
Right.
And I hear a lot of people say like my child, and it's like, no, that's you guys' child. Like y'all made those babies together. Like that's both of y'all child. And I think that's where it messes up in the relationship, where you hear the other person saying, well, my child or my daughter, my son, you know, and it's like, wait, hold on, like didn't you two made this person, this human being together, you know. I think they when you get married, you don't take that quality time with each other. You're just focused on, you know, you getting the kids to college, getting the kids to school,
paying bills,
you know. So you stop having that quality time. So you don't, you know, almost like you're falling out of love or something. But Jerry, what do you think about that with quality time?
Yes, quality time with your significant other is very important. I've actually had that experience when I was married. I was a stay-home dad in the beginning, and made sure that, you know, my ex-wife, she went to school to get her degree, you know, because she was going to be a cosmetologist. So she was at school a lot, you know, but I was mainly at the house with the kids. And, you know, it just got a little hectic, you know, to where she started working also and going to school, so we didn't have that much time for each other.
Okay.
So now I'm in basically like a woman's perspective. You know, it's okay, I'm at home taking care of the kids, washing dishes, cooking, cleaning, stuff like that, and you're out, you know, doing your thing, you know, as far as school and a job. We need to sit down and see how we can communicate and, you know, come together.
Right.
So we came up with a solution to where she had like 2 or 3 days off. So we was not big on going out, stuff like that. So what we would do, we plan a big picnic in the middle of the living room floor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and we'll do like the roses, the candles. I'll make dinner, and we'll just sit down and just talk and listen to music. No television, just conversation and music, and we'll just dance for hours. You know, and that actually helped us in the relationship, and we started doing it more frequently. So that brought us closer together. You know, you have to make time. You have to make one another. You know, because when you start feeling lonely, that's not a good feeling. You know, because now it makes it feel like the other person don't want you. You're just in this relationship by yourself. You know, so you never want to feel that way. And 9 out of 10, the person that you think that's not in it with you is actually there with you. You know, they're actually there. They don't feel that way. You know, but you haven't made time to communicate or make time for each other, so you really wouldn't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and the conclusions can get blown out of proportion with a whole lot. So you have to make time for each other. You have to. You know, it's that one-on-one time. You know, if you got kids, sit them with grandma, grandpa.
Well, wait, what if you don't have a babysitter? How you do that?
Oh, well.
You can't find nobody.
Now, as you know, I'm a father of 6, so I'm educated with this.
Yeah. I want to know your secrets.
The secret is cook dinner early, very early. I'm talking about they eat about 6:30.
Okay.
And then after that, you know, you let them play by 7. By 7:30, they done tired themselves out. By 8, which is the time that, you know, you get off of work, you come home, they'll be in the bed, sound asleep, won't mess with you until the morning.
Oh, so you just let them get tired themselves out? Let them go to bed? You gotta do
stuff early in the day. You gotta let them do it early in the day. You know, because a lot of people, you know, they'll be like, well, go to bed at 9:30, 9 o'clock. No. 9:30. That's mommy and daddy time.
Do you think
Be
that's
in the
important?
bed by 8.
Like, you actually tell the child, like, this is mommy and daddy time right here. Like,
no, see, you don't tell them that.
Okay.
They jump in the bed with you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, mom and daddy. No.
Oh, yeah, you have some children who sleeps with their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that can be a problem.
Oh, wow.
And then usually the woman, you be, okay, come on, come here.
Yeah.
You should see daddy face. Daddy face like, oh, no, she didn't.
Yeah.
No. But, yeah, just make time for each other. That's the time. And I promise you, sometimes it works, but it all depends on your relationship and your significant other. Okay. But I'm a big fan of spending time with my significant other.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned about your ex-wife going to school, and the next dues for us that we put is being supportive, and that's a big thing because everyone's, have goals, and I'm a very supportive person. I support John in everything he does, and we think that it's, that's a big deal, and because everyone has, goals, like I said, goals and want to achieve in their lives. So what do you think when it comes to being supportive?
Oh, yeah, supportive, that's another key in a relationship. That's a big do. Like I said, I was stay-home dad. I supported my ex-wife, while she went to school and she worked, and then when the time comes, she graduated, and we switched off.
Okay.
So now she's a stay-home mom. I'm going to school, and now I'm working 2 jobs.
Oh.
She always supported whatever that I had going on. I didn't have so many on and off dreams on what I wanted to do, but she was very supportive.
Yeah.
I wanted to start doing painting full time. I say, well, honey, I want to quit this job because this job is not really making us no money. I say, but when I'm out here painting houses and daycares, that's where the real money is.
Yeah.
So she sat down with me. She said, all right, baby. She said, I'll support you. She said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Home Depot in the hardware store. We're going to go get you a tool belt. We're going to go get you some paint brushes. We're going to go get you anything that you need to start this business. She was very supportive. And with that, when you're supportive like that to your significant other, that makes you feel so comfortable and so in love. It makes you fall in love with that person.
Yeah.
Because you know that no matter what you do, they will always have your back.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, when you're in a relationship, it's you against everybody. You already have problems outside of the relationship. You can't bring them into the relationship. If I don't have you as the woman that I call my wife or the person that I want to spend my life with, if I don't have you and your support, who else can I turn to?
Yeah.
So support is definitely a main key in a relationship. I definitely dig it.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to talk about accepting the positive parts of someone, because a lot of times we talk about accepting things that shouldn't really be accepted, because if it, like, let's say somebody is trying to lose weight, right? I think there's a way that you can go about it where you can encourage that person, to do better in that part. But there's also that's like almost like a negative, because if you're like overweight, right? It can kind of be counted as a negative. So that's like a negative, like you're accepting the negative part, or you're trying to make them not accepting it, but you're trying to make them better, right? You come into their life and you try to encourage them. But I do think you should accept the positive parts of somebody, like somebody who if they got a good paying job, if they're going to church, they're going to, they're trying to do their dreams, whatever they're doing. What's other like positive parts to somebody?
What's up?
I guess being a motivation.
Yeah, motivation. I was gonna say motivator.
Yeah, just accepting the parts of somebody that's positive. You know, like okay, like I can like when you get into a relationship, you can be like, okay, I can accept this part of somebody, and I'm not going to tolerate, but I'm not going to tolerate this right here. You know, I think there's like where's the line between what am I going to tolerate and what am I not going to tolerate, basically.
Yeah.
You know, how do you know what the difference is between something that is really toxic that you shouldn't be tolerating, or is it just something that is a trigger for you that you just don't like tolerating? Like, is it something that this is something that I just need to personally work on, or is it something that's this person that I'm asking to change? Do they really need to change, or is it something that is just something that I just need to work on myself?
Yeah.
You know.
Right. The way that I feel about it, let's just be honest. You know, we all have pet peeves.
Yep.
Okay.
And triggers.
You know, so by us having pet peeves, you know, sometimes they're, you know, those are things that distract you. You know, about that person. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, if it's something that you don't like, you talk about it.
Okay.
Communication.
You know, that's it. You know, but if it's something that's tolerable, you know, it's like I know it's like when you're in a relationship, it's like the little things that you know nitpick at. You know, it's like okay, she might leave the toothpaste cap off the toothpaste in the morning. You know, that's something that don't need to be, you know, really aggravated about. Just put the toothpaste cap on the toothpaste for her. That's it. You know, she's so forgetful, but that's what you're there for. To pick up the things that that she's not doing. And that's the same way vice versa. You know?
Yeah.
But if it's like, you know, some things that you think that's very aggravating, communication. That's it. Just communication. You know, and if you're really in love with that person or that person is really in love with you, they'll try to fix it. But you can't force it, though. That's the thing. You cannot force that.
Gotcha.
Because now it feels like you're nitpicking at me. You know, you can't force it. You know, but like you said, communication. I believe every dude goes back to communication.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's our top dues.
Yeah.
That's the top one we have. Yep.
You know. So that's just the way that I feel about it, you know. But if you can tolerate it, you know, okay, cool. But if something that's really making you want to pull your hair out or turn your hair to gray, about it. You know?
Yeah.
Come to an agreement. Okay, I won't do this, or at least don't do it around me. You know? So that's the way I feel about it. You know, if you can't change it, or if you can tone it down a little bit, okay, cool. You know, or just go in the other room and do whatever you do.
Well, yeah, that's compromising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see people. It's this myth. Especially, that's why I try not to be on social media too much. But especially on social media, they try to tell you, you know, you don't change for anybody. But that's really a lie. When you get into a relationship, when you really love somebody, there's certain stuff that's gonna change about you. You change just from being around the person. That person's aura is gonna like kind of be on you, like their ideas about life and how they think about and go about life kind of where it starts to reflect on you, if not all. You know, that's what I think. Like I'm not saying like I think what people mean like don't change nobody. Like of course like the positive parts about you, you don't change.
Or don't lose yourself.
Yeah, don't lose yourself in being with somebody. Yeah, but it's some people that just think you're not supposed to change anything at all.
Like accept me or leave.
Just accept my. That's what I'm saying. Like accept my toxicity. Like accept my toxic stuff. No, like. I don't think I think if somebody comes into your life and they see something that's not a positive thing for you or them or you, then you should allow them room to say, hey, I noticed this that you do or this about you that you know maybe you could work on that. You know, and I think if you're not mature enough or if that person's not mature enough to tell you that, or if you're not mature enough to receive that, then I don't know. I feel like people should just be single. Like
should just be single, right?
Yeah.
No, you know, everybody wants someone.
But that's the other lie that I hear. I hear people saying that they don't want a lot of single people. I used to do it as well, so I'm guilty of it as well. Is when you're single. And you always be like, oh, well, I don't want nobody. Everybody.
I was the opposite. I'm a relationship person, so I was
I think you say you don't want, even if you don't necessarily want to be in a relationship, you still need some kind of companionship, though. I think that's a lie that people tell themselves, try to tell themselves and other people, like, nah, I don't really, want nothing.
To do with anyone.
Yeah, to do with anyone. Like, if you got your own house or own apartment, you're not trying to go back to your own house and no apartment. You ain't got no friends. You can be telling me you don't want. Like, we live in a generation that say they don't even need friends. Like, you really, really, bro, really, like you don't want like. So you basically saying you not human now because now not only are you saying you don't want no relationship. But now you saying you don't want no friendships, which means that that would mean that the person would literally be going to either work or school, come back home, eat, watch TV, and do it all over again without talking to anybody. Like, that's impossible. Yeah. You know, I think that's people lie to themselves to make them
feel better.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I've actually seen that in person, actually, you know, and to be honest, you know, it's mainly women. You know, I don't want to, about and say it like
what
that.
What about women? What you guys say about us?
You know, it's like, I don't need a man.
I know, I've seen it too. You're not lying. They do say that.
You do see them saying that. And we're not bashing nobody.
Yeah,
nobody get on here talking about we bashing somebody. No, but it's true. Especially if you get on social media, that's all you really see on there.
I'm confused myself. I'm a woman. I'm confused because they say I don't need a man, but then they complain about being single. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
That's contradicting. I can't even give y'all an answer on that.
And then to go back to, you know, when they say that accept me for who I am and, you know, I don't want the person if they can't, you know, accept me for everything that I got. First off, the reason why you are single is because you have that type of feeling. I'm saying you put that and you instilled that in your head for as long as however you had it. So now you become even more toxic. You know, and nobody wants a toxic partner. And that's just to be honest.
Yeah.
So if, like you said, John, it's like I don't want to hop into a relationship and I feel like you can't change for me. The things that I'm asking you that irritates me. You know, if you're toxic, be toxic by yourself. But
don't bring in that relationship or marriage. Yeah,
don't bring it into
you know, don't hop into something and that's another thing with this. It's like, do not disturb somebody else's vibe or come if you're not ready to go all the way. If you're not ready to change, don't disturb me in my peace.
That part right there. Don't disturb me in my peace.
Yeah.
Protect my
peace.
Yeah.
My vibe is very good, but then here you come being toxic. I don't need that. You said you didn't need a man. You said you ain't need a friend. Okay, don't call me.
Okay, peace out. Okay, bye.
That's just the way that I feel about it. But yeah, a lot of people do that on social media, though, John. They do say stuff like that.
What do you think about when they say like, I come with like a smart mouth and a bad attitude? Like they say you got to be able to handle me. What do you think about that? Like,
are you talking about black women?
I didn't say black women.
No,
you said it,
because just say it. You talk about black women.
I've never seen.
We keeping it real, right? We keeping it real.
I mean, okay, let's keep it.
I've never. We have attitudes. We always mad, angry. Really?
I wouldn't say. I'm basing it off of what I see them saying. I don't say it personally. I know what I see them say. They say it themselves, and then they get mad when somebody else says it. That's the crazy part. They say they have a bad attitude, and then when a man says, "Hey, you got a bad attitude," they be like, "What do you mean?"
Actually, I'm the opposite. I acknowledge what I have. I do have an attitude, so you already know.
That's rare, though.
I'm one of the rare ones. Yeah, rare. Yeah, I know. I'll be having an attitude too sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. They don't own up to it, but I own up it. I do get an attitude sometimes. John knows.
At least you take accountability.
Yeah, I take Oh wait, that's a do too. Accountability is a do in the relationship. Yeah, that's a good one. Accountability.
Oh, like saying you're sorry and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What you think about saying? Me personally, I might get in trouble for saying this. I'm about to say it though.
What you got to say?
I've never. I just mean not even just with you, Christina, just with everybody in my life.
I was like, "What you got to say? What are you trying?"
I have never really saw a woman say like, "I'm sorry."
What?
I've never experienced that before.
You're baseless. You're saying that women are prideful.
Have you, Jerry? Like, maybe that's me.
Yeah, but. I'm wondering, y'all. Have you, Jerry, or do you disagree? I really want to hear this.
Okay, listen. Okay. John, you should get me in trouble too. But listen, I haven't heard it being said sincerely.
Okay.
I didn't heard it said in a smart way.
Oh, sarcastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sincerity, no, I've never heard of a woman say "I'm sorry" like that. No, ever.
Sheesh, y'all make it sound real bad.
Hey,
I don't know what kind of woman y'all was with.
Hey, listen, I think
I don't even know.
I think there needs to be a sit down between specifically black women and black men about a lot of things.
You know what? We need to do that. I want to wait whenever this COVID over. We need to have a sit down face to face with someone, another guest, and do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Have multiple people. We might even come down there to Chicago, where you at, Jerry. Maybe travel and do something. Have some people.
Be a traveling podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, we can go down there and get like multiple people from different genders.
That would be lit.
Yeah.
Oh. And I've never been to Chicago, by the way, so I plan to be coming down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
the windy city.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he is windy.
Let's get into the family member
the family
thing. We got some job points down here. Should family members get involved with your relationship or your marriage?
Yeah.
Like when you first start dating, normally I don't think not too many people bring their person that they're talking to around there. You have?
Yeah.
But I'm
family oriented.
But how soon is that though?
Like a month.
Okay,
1 month
what
later,
about
maybe?
you, Jerry? How
Because they picking
like,
me up. My parents are okay. The way my parents were set up when I was younger, well, they kind of like that now, but not so much. They wanted to know who I was going with. So like during like I feel like in our generation, a lot of the guys would just text you and be like, "I'm out, I'm here."
but would they get involved, like as far as getting to know him, or as far as
like
knowing when you guys?
no, only if it's serious. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
What do you think, Jay? So when do you think the parents should meet that person that you're talking to, and also when do you think that it's okay, at some point, if any, for the parents to get involved with, like you letting them know, like I argued
like
with them today, or I had a fight with them today, or whatever.
like should your family members meet your the person when you first start dating, or like after a few like months, or when it gets serious, so.
Ooh, ooh,
It's-
me personally, I would give it probably about 2 to 3 months. That way, you will know if that's the. It only takes about 3 months to really understand if that person is for you. You know, whether you want to pursue that relationship. So you give it a few months. 2 to 3 months. Before you introduce any type of your significant other to the parents. Because if you just go right off the bat and meet them, they have that high expectation of you. And let's say 2 or 3 months after, you all get comfortable or whatever, and y'all just break up.
Yeah, true.
That's a move to where, okay, well, what did he do to my daughter? Or what did she do to my son? Like, and you don't want that. I personally, parents never liked me.
Why is that, Jerry? What have you? What's up with that?
I really have not took the time out to think about it.
Well, are you outspoken?
No, I was very soft-spoken, actually.
Oh, okay.
So no, I think it was just to the point where the parents really thought that I was taking their daughters away.
Oh.
It was like a separation anxiety type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never got liked. It's okay.
Aww. So what if like you're in a long distance relationship? When do you think the parents should get involved, or does that matter?
If you're in a long distance relationship,
Well, you can't meet them physically, so yeah.
I mean, you can tell you can tell them, about each other, I think that would be okay, because that way, it's not really physical if it gets bad. So I think that's pretty decent. You can do that, but even then, though, I would still wait a couple months. It's all about the timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, definitely.
So what about okay, so like depending on your age, should they get involved? Like, okay, like let's say you're a teenager, so you're telling your parents about your relationship, as opposed to you're a grown adult, you're in your 30s maybe, and you're telling your parents about every little thing in your relationship. Like, do you think, what about the age? Like,
does that? Yeah, I guess.
Think a grown adult should be telling their parents about their relationship, or no?
Or just you meet people and they come and go.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Honestly, like if you're a teenager, I think that that's great. If you tell them, and they get involved or whatever, because obviously that's your child. Now I'm just speaking because I'm a parent. So they should definitely get involved. If it's something that's serious, as a teenager. But then after that, you have to understand that you have to grow. And once you grow and get older, I don't believe that they should get involved, because you have to learn how to work situations out together. And you know what I'm saying? Not running to everybody, telling everybody about, your every single waking problem. You can't grow like that.
You think that stunts the growth when you keep telling people about every incident that happens?
You got everybody else in your business, and somebody's telling you this, and somebody's telling you that, and you're really not listening to each other.
Yeah.
So as you get older, no, I don't believe that parents or family members should get involved with your relationship or your marriage at all.
Unless it's
yes, unless it's that bad.
Yeah.
As far as physical and abuse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when they should get involved. But if you all are just having problems like any other couple,
right.
I don't believe that they should get involved at all.
Right.
So you don't believe in venting to a parent?
No.
That was a strong.
Yeah, that was a strong no. Okay, got you.
Who? I mean, who
what
should
if you
vent to?
What if you close to them?
Close to your parents?
Yeah.
No. Like a lot of
I'm
a lot
close to
of
my parents.
I was about to say a lot of daughters are close to their mothers.
Yeah. So
I get that. I definitely get that, and I wouldn't take that away from them at all. But from the experiences that I have experienced, no. they have been close with their moms and stuff like that. But honestly, that's something like with them doing that and venting to their moms. Let's just say you may go to the bathroom at a get together, and the guy is sitting right there next to your mama. And your mama gonna speak or state on how she feel about that situation that happened last week that you told her about. So now your boyfriend or your husband is sitting there like, dang, she over here telling my business. Now I'm finna get beat up at family function. I ain't got no cousins here. She got 5 brothers. I'm just saying. And that relationships. I know my be honest, my marriage actually ended with one of those reasons.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why my no is very strong.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see that because that means when you vent, you paint a picture of that person. So they like, that's what they see.
And most of the time, people are going to just remember the negative parts that you tell about them. They're not going to remember all the positive stuff that you said. They're going to remember that one negative thing that you said, and they're going to hold on to that. Like, why are you dealing with them and they're doing this and that? You just said they was doing this and that, and now you acting happy, that whole thing. And also, I think you want the vibe to be okay once they come over to visit as well. You don't want them thinking about that negative thing that they did to their child, So.
Right.
So, what if the other person is single with kids? Should the family get involved? We were thinking in a scenario where like you may need like a babysitter or something, or like or like maybe if you if the other person have kids.
So like let's say I'm going to date Christina, right? And she has children. And should I really say, hey, I'm about to date? Should I go to my parents and be like, hey, I'm about to date somebody with children? This is what the children. And once I get into the relationship, I'd be like, oh, I go back to my parents and be like, oh, these children are so bad. These children don't know how to behave themselves. The baby daddy is crazy.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, is that appropriate, or you think unless something bad is happening, that's what you say? But do you think that? Because some parents would be like, no, you shouldn't be with somebody that got children. Just start off fresh, or.
But we know, like by like at this age, everyone has
Yeah,
so you're not.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get with someone who's younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
when you're younger, you can go to your mom. I actually went to my mom one time, about a young lady that had a baby. This is before I had kids.
mm-hmm.
And she told me, no, don't do it. But she definitely told me the reasons why, and she prepared me. But I didn't listen. Growing up, you really don't listen to your parents like that. And that child was pretty, Dennis the Menace,
Yeah.
So, but it's appropriate for you to ask, especially at a young age. But as far as now, I tell you, I've been turned down by a lot of women because I have 6 kids.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. How I'm curious about how that goes. How's that going?
Oh, it don't look too well. Just think about it. I'm 26, finna be 27. I'm divorced, and I have one other baby mama. And I have 6 kids.
Wait, you say you're 26, 27?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I'm older than you. Oh, I thought you was like 30. Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
James just mature for his age.
Yeah,
that's
you
all.
look old and older in the face, but you're younger. Wow.
He's well spoken.
Yeah.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment. But this is I think yesterday I got called 32, but it's okay. But the dating pool is not too really, there, But I mean, I've met a few women that actually has 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah.
But 1 or 2, then after that, you got to think about it. If you want to be in a relationship and grow with that person, and let's say y'all actually do want to get married, you have to add on your 6 with their 1 or 2 or their
that's
3.
8 kids.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a lot. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. That's a lot of proms and tuitions.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about that. Yeah, they got to go to all the proms, all the graduations.
Oh, man, yeah. That's
all
a lot.
The student teacher conferences.
How you do that?
Yeah.
How you gonna do?
Yes.
Man.
Wow, all the boyfriends and girlfriends. Like we talking about, like they going to have boyfriends and girlfriends that want to come over the house and be in the room and in the living room. And one of them want to go all the way to another state with their boyfriend and girlfriend to go visit somebody, and you gotta worry about them and this person.
Different personalities, yo.
Yeah. Actually, that has nothing to do with. I'm about to ask a question that has nothing to do with our subject, but do you think? I heard people say this. I want to know your opinion on it. Should you deal with every child differently because of their personalities?
Yes, I think that's a very important thing in being a parent. Yes, you have to. You can't treat every child the same because every child is not the same. You can't do that. That's unfair. So with me, I'll sit down and I'll treat every kid differently. I might yell at one kid because they need it, but the other one, quiet, soft-spoken, probably don't have to yell at that one.
Right.
You got to treat every kid differently. Every kid has their own personality. Every kid don't think the same. Every kid don't talk the same. They don't walk the same. So you have to. You have to. I think that's very important. Embrace their individuality. You have to.
I think that's what our parents made that mistake with this when it comes to disciplining.
Oh, you mean they just
if you're soft book, they still beat your behind.
Yeah, they was taught to just beat everybody.
Beat you and put fear in you.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't agree with that. I had a couple beatings. No. I told myself when I have kids, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I might do a little pop or something, but no, I'm not.
Some need it, I think. And then, some need. I'm not gonna go too far and say you don't need it at all. but I'm the kind of person to where I'm like, well, or gonna be the kind of parent to be where I'm like, you know what, if it's I'm not gonna take it there as far as like getting physical with them unless it fully requires that. Like that's like my last resort.
We're gonna have to talk about this later.
That's my we'll talk about that later. But that's my last resort. Like I know people that it's their first resort. Like you did something, it's time for a beating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but yeah. But
you guys sound so much like just, people that don't have kids yet.
I think we're gonna have a wake up call.
A wake up
Yeah,
call.
we have kids. Oh man, I have 2 nephews. My sister, I'm an auntie, so my sister have twin boys. So that's a lot of work. I see what she go through. I'm like, oof. Yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine that times 10.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I have a preteen. Right behind it. Yeah, my son is going to be 12.
Oh, 12.
27.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, you almost have a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
my second oldest son is right behind him. Then I got 2 daughters. Then I got 2 more sons. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You so much like don't have kids yet. Just wait. Wait is it's a different type of wake up call, you guys.
That's what we was thinking about. We was talking about when we get married, we're talking about waiting to have kids at least that first or second year, like having those 2 years just by ourselves, without having to being able to enjoy ourselves in our marriage without having the kids right there,
Yeah, I understand that.
Do you think that's a good idea or?
Me personally, I'm going to say yes because I started way too early. But yeah, that's the most important thing. You guys take the time out for you ourselves. Get to know each other more as far as being husband and wife. Don't just rush in like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to start a family on the honeymoon. No. No, don't work like that. Just take the time out, make sure that you feel comfortable with each other, and you, like, even though that you all have dated, you haven't been married.
Yeah.
It's something totally different.
Okay.
So take the time out to really know each other. Get you all self straight financially also. Have that stability, have a home, don't just rush into it. So, yeah, wait a couple years, maybe 3, get you all selves together, then work on it.
Okay.
Well, by that time, I'll be like 33 years old.
Yeah, you'd be up there.
I'll be up there. I'll be like,
Yeah.
Again.
Now, listen, you might want to be able to run around,
I know, that's why I was like, that's why John asked you, because we was like, you remember, John, you said you want to be able to have energy.
Yeah.
But I'm older. I'm like almost 30. I'll be 30 at the end of this year.
Oh, my Lordy.
I have a baby face. Yeah, but I'm 29.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, and I know that women have problems, start having problems with conceiving and stuff.
Oh, yeah. They worry.
I'm praying that.
too.
I'm praying to God that doesn't happen, but I don't want to wait too long.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm 28. I turned 28 in November. She turned 29 in December. So, I think 3 years would be, what's that, 32 for you?
Well, yeah, 32.
Yeah, and I would be.
I still know people who don't have kids at that age.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, I know people that don't have kids at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I know people that didn't have kids till they was later in the years. The only thing about that is that, like we said, you don't have as much energy as you would if you would have had them earlier on. You know, like, oh, Daddy, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go
to Six Flags and go on a roller coaster.
Yeah, let's stand in the line at the amusement park for an hour just to get on a roller coaster that's only 2 minutes long. Like, am I gonna have the patience for that? Like,
exactly.
You know.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm 26 now, man, and I have to take naps. Every day, yo. I'm telling you.
Naps are essential.
So, you know, yeah, I mean, the energy part, yeah, unless you want to drink coffee all your life.
Oh, that's not healthy. Yeah.
I know
yeah.
people.
Probably give it about like a year or two, John.
Okay.
You know, that way, you know, you're still, you know, just kind of young, not there yet. You're right in the middle.
Gotcha.
Sounds like a plan.
Gotcha. So let's get. I think we got. So we got like two more pinpoints for this. Do families get involved with your relationship or your marriage?
So this is a big one right here. All right, you ready? So do you think family members should get involved if you're getting cheated on?
Ooh. Well, y'all in some points, ain't you? No.
Really?
No. Yeah, really. Because now you're just promoting violence. You know, just like really think, especially if you all are that close.
Yeah.
And you run back and tell them, yeah, he just cheated on me. I called West Bam in my house and creeping out at 2 o'clock in the morning and something like that. You know, that's promoting violence.
Yeah.
Especially if you have brothers. That's violence.
Yeah. I
and that's, I don't think that's a very good, comfortable point, you know, to run back and tell somebody.
I mean, a lot of people, I think a lot of people do that, though.
I don't think you should tell. Maybe I see it like this. From Jerry's point, looking at from his point, not telling them. So not telling them, if you're going to forgive the person for cheating on you, then I don't think you should tell everybody that person. Now, if you done after they cheat on, then okay, that's your choice. But you're gonna be like, we not together because they cheated on me. That's different from if you're gonna continue on the relationship. It's probably not healthy to tell somebody they cheated on you, because now every time they see that person, they're like, you with this person that cheated on you. If you're gonna make that decision to stay with somebody after they cheated on you, it's not nobody else's business to know that they cheated on you. I don't think, because now that person is, your family members are always gonna look at. They're gonna look. First of all, they might not have respect for you, for staying with somebody who cheated on you. You know, and then they definitely not gonna have respect for the other person. They're gonna always be looking for something that's not right with that person now, because you told them that.
Yeah, you know? I didn't think about that. Yeah, people still still are together. People still be together when they do cheat. Either if it's one person or both persons. I think,
you know, if you guys can come to some kind of I wouldn't say understanding, but a forgiveness to where that person is truly sorry for what they did. It's not. First of all, it's not a mistake. People need to stop calling them mistakes. Not a mistake. If they own up to what they did and say, I'm sorry for what I did, can we move on, or how can we move on? Then at that point, if you make that decision to forgive and you guys make that decision as a couple to move on, then that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That shouldn't be nobody else's business, you know?
Right.
Okay.
Because you get a lot of backlash from that, you know? So no matter what you do, even if you come home late in probably like 20 minutes, you know, and you're on the phone with your girlfriend and she like, that's him just now walking in here? I thought he got off the phone. He was sick. You know, that's all he good, folks. We ain't trying to hear all of that.
Yeah.
You know, so just, you know, if you're gonna stay in a relationship, work it out. You know, keep it, you know, between you two. You all grown.
Yeah.
There are situations that can be worked out with things like that, you know. But like John said, if you not going to stay in a relationship, that's your decision to tell or not tell.
Yeah, and also depending on the scenario. If you have children, you definitely want to. If you're trying to work on it and the children are involved, yeah, you don't want to say anything.
But because somebody might be talking, you know, now your kids can be getting babysitted by your parents, and then your kids, they think your kids are playing, but they really not. They listening to y'all conversation. You're like, yeah, you saw when Jonathan Christina told me about how Jonathan cheated on her, you know. That and you know, and then they not knowing that the kids just heard you in the other room, you know, now they thinking like, you know.
Oh, you know what'd be crazy if the kid told a family member about the cheating. And then they told the name of that person to their family member. You know, kids, they know they smart. They tell the truth. They do lie sometimes, but they are honest. They're the most honest people.
The other thing is that I don't think maybe you shouldn't tell the kids that either, because they might look at
I wouldn't tell the kids,
the mother or the father in a different way.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But I think that person would tell the kid if they being toxic, be like, oh yeah, your father cheated on me and this and that.
What about if you guys have broken up?
Yeah.
You're like, let's say you're broken up, right? And should you tell the kids not kids? Let's say they're young adults, like let's say they're 18 or 19, and they ask you, why did you and daddy get a divorce, or why did you separate? Should you at that point say, well, they cheated on me? Or should you just be like, oh, well, it just didn't work out? You know?
So you be like, when should you be honest?
Yeah, should you tell your child that? Because they might see that parent in a different light. Well, it's no question. They're going to see the parent in a different light after you tell them that. Or they might just see whatever gender it is. If it's their mother that cheated, they're going to see women different. If it's their father that cheated, they're going to see men different.
Yeah,
so
it's going to change their
It's going to impact them when you tell them that.
So when should you tell them?
Should you even tell them that?
At an age like that, about 18, 19, they should be mature enough to understand. You know what I'm saying? So I would be totally 100 with them. I would be honest. You know, but then after that, you have to put your boundary. You have to put your standpoints behind that. Whatever you tell that child, you have to put your points behind it. Okay, mom cheated, but I have to be honest. I wasn't the perfect husband. I was out there doing my thing too. I was cheating, or I wasn't always at home. You know, you have to put points behind that, because at the end of the day, you still have to respect that other parent, no matter what.
Right.
Yep. That comes back to respect, the dues of relationship and marriage. Yep.
Yeah, you know, so that's something. Yeah, you know, so if you go out there and I wouldn't tell them at a young age, because obviously, you know, a child stays in a child's place. That's the way I believe. But 18, 19, they're mature enough to know, but just put your standpoints behind it. You know, if you're going to tell one side of a story, tell all sides.
Yeah, people don't do that. They just tell the one side.
Yeah, they just tell the bad side. You say that person was
what that person
I'm not condoning cheating at all or infidelity, but you say that person was cheating on you, but you don't say the part where they tried to hang out. You always ask to get hung out with, you know, let's go here, let's go there. And you always say, no, I want to stay home, play the video game. I want to stay home, watch TV. I want to stay home.
You don't want to hang with the family.
That's the other thing. You don't want to be around the family. You don't want to go visit nobody. You just want to stay at home. You know, you don't want to go out. You just want to stay home. You don't want to be intimate. You just want to lay there, you know. You don't tell that point. Not, you know, both parts are wrong. You know, but people have a thing where they just want to tell their wrong, what was done wrong to them. You know, the people like being the victim. They don't like telling the full story of it.
Right.
You know.
And don't get me wrong, I've definitely been, called the victim out of the whole situation on everything that had happened with me. But it's still that, I believe that if you're, like you said, if you're going to tell just one side, at least tell it well. Don't lie about it neither.
Right.
Don't put your extra twist to it. That's something that's a pet peeve to me. If you're gonna sit up there and say that I cheated, just say I cheated. Don't sit up there and say he cheated with 10, 15 other women and then come home for a whole year. You put your own little twist to it. I cheated one time, came home by 9.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
You have to. It's like I said. It's different points to it.
Yeah.
It's different things to it. So as far as telling the kids, yeah, you can tell them when they get older. But you still have to make sure and you let them know that no matter what this conversation was about, I told you my side on how it happened. You can go ask your dad or your mom. But you still want to respect them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Don't go over there cussing him out or cussing her out thinking that you're wrong when you're not. Don't do that. You're still going to ask them respect and you're still going to treat them with respect.
Yeah.
So,
okay, we got one last. Oh, you just going to say something? Okay, no, we got one last bullet point for you here on should family members get involved with relationships or your marriage. So here is the last one. Should a man, and especially in today's world, first of all, people don't even like getting married, period, anyways, or they don't like the idea of getting married, but they want to do everything else but get married. They want to do everything that involves a marriage, but not actually get married. But that's another subject. Should a man go to his woman's guardian or their parents to tell them that they want to be married? Like not necessarily asking permission per se, but just talking about like I'm gonna marry them, or I want to,
If you have that, if you have that type of energy to where you really wouldn't care if they said yes or no, of course. But a lot of people, and this is what they don't understand, when you're not mentally prepared to deal with the yes or no answer, or you're scared of rejection, I believe that you should find a way around it. And that's just coming from me. Because if you go to her dad and you know her dad don't like you, and you still want to ask, and when he tells you, I don't think you're good enough for your daughter, well, for my daughter, I don't think that you're able or capable of being a husband or a father, and then after that you turn around and go run and cry and tell her, I don't think that, no. I don't think that you're built for that. Just find a romantic place and just ask it by yourself. And that's just my intake, But a lot of old school people, they actually, and new school too, that's appropriate for you to go and be like, well, I'm finna marry your daughter, or something like that. If that's what you're into. A lot of people are different.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I really didn't. I didn't do that because I knew her mother didn't stand me. And I'm a person that's scared of rejection.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So I just went on ahead and I snuck around it, and I asked her, to marry me on my own.
So you're saying that it depends on how close you are with the family. So you're saying that it's not mandatory. Okay.
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but if you're very close with them,
yeah,
you know, and they like you and stuff like that, yeah, of course, that's going to make everything even more better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I definitely think it's not. It's definitely not no mandatory thing. I think it's more of a.
Well, maybe that's not the right word to say. Not
I think
mandatory.
I think it's a respect thing. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. I think it's just a respect thing. I don't think it. It's almost like it's the same category as when you're talking to somebody older than you and you say yes sir or no sir. You know, you don't have to say yes sir or no sir.
Yeah.
It's just showing. You're literally showing that person that you respect them. So I don't. It's not mandatory. If I see somebody older in the grocery store or something like that, or if I'm taking a bus, right, and I see an older person that's standing up, it's not mandatory. I don't have to get out my seat for them.
Or actually,
or a pregnant woman.
Well, yeah, that's just respect,
that's just respect to
or
let
older
them,
woman, elderly woman.
Yeah, that's just respect to let them take your seat and you stand up. You see what I'm saying? It's not mandatory. It's just respect.
Yes, but like if she actually wants you, you know, if you all have talked about getting married and proposing and stuff like that, and she actually like she wants you to go, you know, get permission, then you have no choice.
Gotcha.
Why I say that is because now, like you said, now that's respect. Now you have to respect her. You got to respect her wishes, what she wants, what's going to make her happy. It has nothing to do with the parents, so you don't have to chuck it up. You know, and if you're scared of rejection, oh well. You know, this is not for the parents. It's not for you. It's for her, the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
You know, so
you saying it kind of depends on what the woman wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if she doesn't give you an option, you know, to do it, I wouldn't do it.
I hear you. I hear you. It all comes down to ideals, I guess. But,
yeah.
But Jerry, man, this was a great conversation. We want to we tell you how much we appreciate you being on the show today. You know,
this was a good conversation.
Insightful.
This was very insightful,
yeah.
especially about having children. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think that will help a lot of some of it will help a lot of single mothers, you know, and other people that are dating and things like that. But we appreciate
I really did enjoy my time with you guys. Like I said, I am blessed and honored. You know, this was a very wonderful conversation that we did have, and I do appreciate everything that that you all are doing. You know, as far as the whole outlook that you guys are doing. I respect you guys. I love you guys so much, and I do appreciate this opportunity.
All right, Jerry. Peace and love to you, brother. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Let's keep in touch.
Yes, I will. You all take care and be safe within this pandemic, you guys.
Oh,
yes, sir. You too.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
Talk to you later. Well, that was Jerry, and that was us talking about the family affairs. You know, if you got something to add to that, whether you are listening on Spotify,
YouTube, Spotify,
if
Apple.
you're watching on YouTube, though, comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you can see every time a new video comes up, you'll be aware of that. And also give the button a push, give that like button a push. But if you are on Spotify, share that. If you are listening on any other platforms, just
podcasting platforms that you like to use.
Yes, definitely. Tell somebody about us. We are looking forward to having more episodes talking about some things that needs to be talked about. If you have any suggestions on what we should be talking about, leave a comment on our Instagram
at cj.honesty.
You can DM us if you want to work with us. We have a email. I don't want to give my email out. I don't want nobody to spam me. But we can give you our email if you just DM us on Instagram. We can work with you. We would love to work with you.
Yes.
We would love to have you as a guest on the show. So this has been another episode of CJ Honesty. Peace.
CJ Honesty. Just being honest, nothing but the truth.